In a world of external beauty, we're told it's what's underneath that counts. When it comes to the Jones County Courthouse in Ellisville and the new roof on top of it,
it's unbelievable.
What's underneath is causing some debate.
They're throwing money away.
And if you ask folks like Johnny Poole, there are some major concerns.
And if this building were gone tomorrow, you just well do away with this town, because it would be over with.
Jones County has two courthouses about 8 miles apart, one in Laurel, the other in Ellisville. Built back in 1908, the Ellisville courthouse needs lots of repair.
Books were just saturated, soaked, and we had to put tables up and dry them.
Water leaking from the roof has already damaged lots of records, and Hurricane Katrina didn't help. Designated as a Mississippi landmark in 1987 and then added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1994, there's a lot of support from taxpayers to restore it. In fact, a petition from taxpayers became a non-binding ballot initiative in November of 2016. Because the vote was non-binding, supervisors didn't have to take any action, even though almost 66% of those who voted decided against consolidating the two courthouses to Laurel.
We don't want our courthouse shut down.
Poole, a big-time advocate for the courthouse, says that's because folks like him want it restored.
The Board of Supervisors should stand up their obligation and restore this building is what the people asked for.
Poole was hoping a recent roofing project approved by the Board of Supervisors would have been a big step in doing just that. To help pay for restoration, the county got a grant from the Mississippi Department of Archives and History for $156,894. The county had to match it with $41,706 for a total of nearly $200,000. According to the agreement, which was done in February of 2017, the scope of work includes roofing and parapet, restoring the building ledge, restoring trusses and rafters, restoring windows, doors, and railings, drainage, and associated fees. For the roofing project, the board had two bids, one from Norman Roofing out of Meridian for $63,000. The other, the one the board opted to go with, was Eddie Pearson Roofing out of Hattiesburg. Their bid was for $49,800 and awarded in February of 2018. Work started in late March. In less than a week, the courthouse had a new roof. But if you ask Grant Hedgepeth, who sits on the Courthouse Restoration Committee, it's just one expensive patch job.
We've got some shingles put on the roof, and that's about the extent of it. I'm very disappointed at the progress that's been made.
That restoration committee was established by the Board of Supervisors. Under those shingles, Hedgepeth says there are areas of concern. Johnny Poole says those concerns are rotting wood. So we took our camera in the attic to see for ourselves. From pieces of plywood to obvious holes, those concerns were evident.
How long is it going to be till we get a wind that's going to blow that shingle up? And what we're going to have? We're going to have leakage. We're going to have more damage.
Since you're paying for it, WDAM got a copy of the project manual and the agreement with the roofing company and started going through it to see exactly what the requirements were for the project. In their bid, Eddie Pearson Roofing submitted prices to replace any rotten trusses, which help support the roof, and any rotten decking, which is placed on top. Speaking to a company representative by phone, I was told they did replace some rotten wood, but only within the scope of work. When it comes to any other rotten wood, like rafters, which also support the roof, nothing was replaced.
Apparently they thought it was a good job, but apparently they did not see the underneath what was actually done.
We requested an interview with Board President Jerome Wyatt, but he wasn't interested. So we took our questions to him after a board meeting at the Ellisville Courthouse, under the very roof we had questions about. That meeting ended just before 10 a.m. Wyatt then spent about 40 minutes making small talk before finally deciding to leave.
What do you want to ask?
We then asked if he would speak with us about the courthouse and the roofing project.
I got to be somewhere.
You just spent 40 minutes not having to be somewhere, just talking in a boardroom.
I know.
So why can't you answer our questions?
WDAM requested several documents pertaining to the courthouse through Shatara Sanders, who's the chief communications officer for the county. According to payroll, that's a $50,000 a year position. She hasn't answered our calls, messages, or emails since last week.
Are you happy with the way the roof has been done?
According to the engineer, it was done according to the specs. That's all I know.
Have you guys inspected it before and after?
No, I haven't, personally.
Do you know what's under that roof?
No, I don't.
WDAM requested an inspection report from the county as well. That still hasn't been turned over. Because Wyatt says he doesn't know what's underneath, he doesn't want to talk about the project until the Restoration Committee issues a report. Members of that committee, who didn't want to go on camera, say they feel powerless and were even told at one point by the county's chief administrative officer they weren't needed.
See it right there?
We, however, didn't need a committee report to plainly see obvious areas of rotten wood, which could cause some bigger problems.
65% of the people in this county charged the Board of Supervisors with restoring this courthouse, and you say you know nothing about the courthouse?
They haven't charged us with restoring
It was on a ballot.
I understand. That was not a binding ballot.
Wyatt wouldn't say what he meant by that, only that the board decided to move forward with the project.
So what do you think should be done?
I think we should wait till the committee gets through.
Do you think this courthouse should still be a courthouse?
That's the people already spoke on that.
You said it's non-binding.
I said what I personally think is not the issue right now.
What have you done? You've done nothing but just throw a lot of money away.
To folks like Poole, personal stances are the issue.
There's no concern by the Board of Supervisors about this building.
The Courthouse Restoration Committee recommended the county withhold payment to the roofing company until these concerns were addressed. However, the county cut a check anyway. We're told the county will be going back in to address any rotten rafters, and we asked Jerome Wyatt if he would sit down for an interview once the committee issues a report. He said he'd be happy to. Mike McDaniel, WGAM, investigates.